Very quick composite using the blending modes. In this quick video I'm going to show you how to create this image here using 4 other images. And although this is a composite image, we're only going to be using a blending modes to bring the entire image together. So hopefully from this it lets you see how you can create images quite quickly and simply if you think about the process beforehand. And in this case I worked with a black background and used blending modes to bring everything through here. In Thursday's video I'm going back to editing a landscape, and the landscape is actually a waterfall, and I'm going to take you through the entire process of that just to give you a break from the composite images for a wee while. And this is the image that I'll be editing for Thursday's video, so hopefully you'll tune in for that one as well. So without further ado, let's dive right in. Okay, now that we're in Luminar, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add a new image layer. And as I already have these set up in a folder, the first one I'm going to add is the light bulb. And there we have it, jet black background and the light bulb in place. Quite a high contrast image, a very high contrast image. Next thing, I'm going to add the Siamese fighting fish. When I click open here, what's going to happen is they are going to take up the aspect ratio of the document that they've dropped into. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scale them down in size, just to about there, lock the aspect ratio of them, and then scale them down because they're going to have to fit inside the light bulb. Just to around there. Yep, that looks okay. Take them up a wee bit, and then I'm going to click done. Next I'm going to get into the blending mode, and we can cycle through these blending modes again, but you'll notice that lighten removes all the black with this. So that's it, that one's done. Next again, add new image layer. This time I'm looking at bubbles. And for this I'm adding what I think is a shibunkin. I'm not sure, it's a type of goldfish. And again, the blending modes. I am going to go in to lighten or screen again, and I'm going to stick with lighten here because I'm only looking for the bubbles. So next thing is layer transform. I'm going to scale that down in size. I'm going to unlock the aspect ratio because it's the bubbles I'm looking for with this. So I'm going to put them in place just to about around there. Once I'm happy, I'm going to click done. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to edit the mask, and what I'm going to do with the mask is I'm going to click erase, and I'm going to take the brush size down as well. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to erase the bubbles. We're going to work back to front here. So we'll take out the bubbles, just like so, and quite happy with that. And as Luminar has created a show all mask, reveal all mask, we're going to invert it. So everything disappears except for the areas I've painted. So now we have the bubbles in place. Next thing, add a new image layer. And this time I'm going to add the splash. And that will drop in there. Again, blending mode, lighten for this. And it's just dropped in really nicely. But what we're going to have to do is a lot of contrast here in the white. So what I'm going to do is lighten the actual splash itself. So I'm just going to push the exposure of that slightly, just to around, but roughly around there. And I'm going to pull the blacks and deepen the blacks within that one as well. And that should be about it there. So that looks good so far. Next thing, I've noticed that some of the light bulb is still showing, so I'm going to go back in and remove that from the splash, from in front, behind the splash. So I'm going to use the erase tool to do that, and I'm just going to draw over, paint over this. And once we've painted over that, I'm going to click erase. Then go back into my layers and turn on the top layer. And there we have the final image. Hopefully from that you saw how quickly and easily it is if you put a little forethought into creating the images. Once you've got the idea there, that's brilliant. But in this case I chose images with black backgrounds so that I could only use a blending mode to put the entire image together. So as you saw it, the image coming together, that's it in real time for this. Dropped together really quickly, but the idea for it probably took longer. The concept for it probably took longer than the actual edit. So that was fun to do. That was really fun for me to do. Simple image, simple to look at, effective. It's more of techniques that I'm looking at with this. And in this case, we actually inverted the mask for the bubbles. And it's just one way to think about it, because if you know the invert mask is there and you want to create certain elements, it's easier in some cases to paint away or hide what you don't want and then invert the mask to bring it back. So hopefully you got something from that. Just a quick fun one, and as usual, all images here came from Unsplash. And as I would always say, please accredit the photographers if you use any of their images and if you try this technique as well. Hopefully you enjoyed this short video. If you'd like to check out some more videos in the channel below and consider subscribing, that would be absolutely fantastic. And as I said, Thursday's video is going back to landscape editing. It's waterfalls in this case. Thanks again for watching.